Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to my sneaker vlog. It's been quite a while since we last met. So actually, for this time, we will talk about a pair of 992. So if you remember correctly, back then, there is a certain period that the 992 is super popular, and I think it's because of there don't have enough stock because of the COVID, and so therefore the price goes crazily high. But I really like the shoes, but because of the price, I don't think it actually worth that amount. But now the price finally dropped, and I think it's really good time to get one pair for myself. So yeah, so therefore I've been do some research online, and also for in those sneaker website like Limited ET. However, in the end, I found a pair in the Carousel, which is a Joe Fresh collab. The orange colorway named Aged Well, which got exactly the same shoe size as mine. So therefore, I just directly contact the seller, and we're gonna do the pickup today. Yeah, and also we're gonna do some open boxing for the shoes and talk a little bit about the colorway design behind this pair. So see you then, guys. Hey, welcome back, guys. So now actually I've been wearing these shoes for this whole afternoon. And yeah, let's now first take a look at the shoebox. So I have to say this shoebox is definitely gonna rank the number 3, the top 3, most textured shoebox, New Balance shoebox I have ever get. Like the first one is definitely for the New Balance collab with Cost. If you don't know, it's a shoe store in China, Guangdong, and it's actually three-party it's not triple, it's three-party collab. Is New Balance collab with the Cost, collab with the Fundamental. So Fundamental is a Japanese fashion brand that is focused on combine the jeans with the borrow and the stitch these kind of craftsmanship together. And they create a really nice New Balance 2002 R. And if you guys curious about the shoes, you can just search online. And the second shoebox that I think is has the most textured feel, it's definitely the Concept one. The Old Money. The project name is Old Money, which is actually pretty similar. Actually, the Concepts have did a collab with New Balance before, and that project name is New Money. And after a few years after that, they do a collab again, still using the 997, and they actually named the new project the Old Money, which is like still showing that how the time passed, like from the New Money to the Old Money, like the time just we can say just aged well, right? So yeah, and after that we come to this shoebox, and I will talk a little about the shoebox. So if you take a look at the cover, we can tell it's a picture that people line up, right? Because in the when actually for example a Supreme gonna drop something, when the kind of they're gonna drop some sneaker, people gonna line up, and for whole night, I think it's just try to show people this kind of sightseeing. Maybe it's from Chicago, which is the place that Joe started his own brand, Joe Fresh Good, or it's from New York. We don't know, but it's kind of cool. Like the whole picture just shows how people are passionate about the fashion. I think it's this. No, it's not Stuzy. Okay, So this is a project name, right? The Aged Well. And then we look at here, and this side, it says made history, Joe Freshgood. And if I, how to say, interpret correctly, it actually means like the history of the 5-year history, right? Like from 2020 to 2025, like this whole 5 year, John actually did a lot of success, collab with New Balance and other brand, and also other brand, right? So Joe Freshgood, and for here still Joe Fresh, and then we come to here, still Joe Fresh, and for those, slang, it's just they also showed up in a regular New Balance shoebox. Yeah, that's pretty much the outer of the box. Now we take a look at the inside, right? Actually come with a lot of shoelaces, tons of shoelaces, and the first thing we come into our eye is definitely the shoe paper. And if you take a closer look at the paper, it actually shows the New Balance Joe Fresh good, and this is still like the signature of the Joe Fresh. And then we come to the shoelaces. Actually, just tons of shoelaces actually give it to us. There's an off-white colorway. There's a ice blue colorway, military green. Definitely, if you try to wear a cargo pants, definitely you can put this on. And this orange shoelaces. Yeah, that's all the laces we got. But I already put on my favorite one, which is just like how to say, a solar flare feeling shoelaces. We can take a look after that. This one is still New Balance tag, little tag, pretty classic, and also come with the Age Well project name tag, and also there's a sentence talk about like the whole journey that they've been doing the collab since 2020. That's their first collab. I think the name is Don't Be Mad. Like the project name is Don't Be Mad. And then after 5 years, they do it again, right? And they create a lot of legendary collab. Yeah, that's what this tag talk about. We can then, come to our shoes, guys. Come to our shoes. Come to Dolby's shoes. So I've been wearing this for, as I said, for this whole afternoon, and I have to say, definitely one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever wear. Okay, like I have to say, it's even more comfortable than the 990 V6. I actually own a pair of Double Taps collab, like the 990 V6, and yeah, to be honest, I actually prefer this one. Because it actually give me a lot of support. Like this shoe is definitely not like super soft. It's not that soft, It's more like a super supportive, because as you can see from here, you're actually using this kind of technology. I don't know what it's called, but this one, I have to say, it make the shoes really much more stable than other 990, like V1, V2, V6, blah blah blah. Much supportive, much more stable. And now then we can just take a look at the whole color. The overall colorways, it's actually come from this shoes. This Don't Be Mad collab, released in 2020. Like as you can see from here, the tone of they're actually using the leather here, right? Pretty similar to what I use right now. Still leather one, it didn't change. And for the inner, it's actually changed from the black one to a more gray one. There's more gray, like a gray colorway, right? And for the other part, for the red part of this shoes actually change into, it actually become a more like a cherry red. I think it's created kind of feeling that this color, this panel just, you know, faded away. Like the color become shallower than before. And for the pink one, for the pink panel, I think they just keep the, you should actually change from to be honest, these two are really similar. If you don't take a close look into them, it's pretty similar, and I definitely cannot tell the difference. And for here, it's just like normal dusted pink. If you look through the camera, it's more like a like a gray, but I have to say this is a dusted pink. This one is a dusted pink. And for here, also, this is just regular pink. This is a dusted pink. This is also the dusted pink. So actually faded from still the regular pink, right? For here, yeah, for the mesh part, it actually changed from the purple. As you can see from here, the mesh is actually purple, right? Actually changed from purple to these reflective feeling one, right? Reflective feeling. If you try to wear those shoes in the night, it actually can, you know, protect you from a lot of trouble, right? Like that. And then for this part, it's actually changed from black into a pink version, right? A pink version. And then for here, it looks like it's a pure white, but actually it's an off-white. It's more like a off-white texture, colorway. Sorry. However, for original shoes, it's just pure white. And then the other changing part is actually here. As you can see, original collab, they have the, you know, the DBM. Oh, sorry about that. So as you can see from the cover of the shoebox, it actually shows the DBM. Is their, you know, first time collab, right? The project name of the first time collab is DBM. Don't be mad. And then nowadays actually changing to like Joe Freshgood, like the brand name, because, you know, now it's a, you know, JFG is kind of like a huge brand in the sneaker industry, so they can just directly use the brand name. And then for the other part, still we got a you know, classic Joe Fresh like signature in the heel of the shoes. And for other part is just like the original version. So the last thing I think they change a lot is the inner sole. So inner sole, they put a graph here. The graph is about the solar flare. Yeah. It's quite unique, I have to say. That's the I have to say it's mostly unique inner sole that I ever get from New Balance. There's a Joe Fresh here. Joe Fresh. And yeah, 7.5. Okay. And for this shoes, for the size of the shoes, I highly recommend you to, you know, to choose like half size down or just one size down. But that would be much better, because there are a lot of space inside the shoes. Like compared with the regular, you know, 990 V6, 990 V4, and V1. Compared with those like 990 product line, it's much loosey than those pair. So probably switch to one size down. It's better. Yeah, that's overall for the shoes. For the for here, because I remember the Slim Bambury collab, they do a little bit change, like a little bit changing in here. They put like a fingerprint. I just wondering, so why the Joe Fresh didn't actually do something to this whole part, right? This whole part, it will actually make the shoes even more interesting. And lastly, I have to say, we forget talk about the shoelaces, right? as we already mentioned, it's more like a, you know, you put a brand new off-white shoelaces under the sun for maybe a couple days, and you actually get sunburn. You gotta actually get burned in some place of the shoelaces. Those small dots. It seems like there's something, you know, how to say, oil or some dust on the shoelaces, but it's not. It just make to like this, right? So yeah, that's overall about the shoes, and hope you enjoying the video. I have to say, really like the shoes, and got this pair in a really reasonable price, $200. What can I say, right? What can we say? It's already really cheap, and in the official, the Joe Fresh official website, it only cost about 180 USD. So if we change into Singapore dollar, it's gonna be let's see, USD, USD, shit. Shit. Oh, that's awkward, man. That's awkward. Clearly don't fucking know. USD to RMB, okay, to RMB. So it's 1218, right? However, this pair is just 1182, which is quite nice, like the price. Yeah, so I think that's all for today, and thank you for your watching, and stay safe, and see you next time, guys.